Take it personal, cause the devil is a lie. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. Hey. Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. We going live tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we got Sergeant Dorsey in the building tonight, man. So please come back. Thank you for the support. Channel's doing an amazing job. Don't forget to watch Forge Tough concert, man. It's on the channel. It's probably 2 videos ago. Just go back and check it out, man. And drop a comment in there and share the videos, man. We growing, man. We gonna turn this channel into a network, man. Stay tuned. It's a 2-year process, okay? I'm a one-man band trying to expand, and that rhymed. All right, let's jump into this, man. I got the word that Bob Arum is putting Vasyl. Well, we know Vasyl Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez is free. Bud Crawford versus Kell Brook, free. Oscar Valdez versus Miguel Burchell, free. Al Haymon, Charlo Brothers, pay-per-view. Tank Davis, Leo Santa Cruz, pay-per-view. Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, pay-per-view. Now, I'm not going to speak for myself because when I see these fights, well, I see it as a deal paying for pay-per-view because I'm used to traveling to these fights and I spend $1,500, $2,000 minimum just to appear at these fights. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say like, oh man, I'm hurting because the shit is on pay-per-view. Nah, I think it shit only got to spend $75 and I get to watch it at home and I get to beat up Lincoln at the same time and you know what I mean, and have Kennedy jump on me. That's cool. I don't mind that one bit. But I'm talking about this video is about the whole sport of boxing, okay? Whole sport of boxing. And I got bit playing in the backyard and shit. So that's why I'm fucking scratching my leg, man. Wear sweats, man, when you're out there playing with your kids in the backyard in LA. But yeah, man. I think Bob Arum is doing a hell of a job. And obviously it's off of necessity because Vasyl Lomachenko hasn't become the star he thought he would be. Terrence Crawford has yet to become the star that he thought he would be, or all parties involved. And obviously Burchell and Valdez just isn't pay-per-view worthy, but a great fight on free TV. And they're going to build their brand. PBC has declining numbers as it pertains to their stars, right? Let's go through the list. Sean Porter did the lowest numbers ever on Fox. Benavidez did 240 something. Lubin did 140 something. Pay-per-views, it was impossible for it to do 240, guys. All right. No hate on the Charlos. We're just talking facts. No, leave your emotions on the other side of this video. Okay. Charlos did between 80 and 120,000 because the numbers don't support 240,000 paid pay-per-views, guys. It's just 250, 260. I heard both, but I'm gonna go between 80 and 120, just having common sense. What else? And so with that being said, Al Haymon business model as it stands is gonna depreciate because fighters have a tendency to fight and disappear, which is reality. You know, 8 out of 10 fighters, they fight and then they disappear. You won't hear from them till they get another fight or they want to fight. And then and especially, and here's what's not being understood. The fans aren't there, and neither are the fighters being interviewed. So it's no growth. It's hard to grow a brand in a pandemic when no one has money. You understand? No, excuse me. That's an exaggeration. When the economy is declining, okay. And I think Al Haymon, in terms of growth, long term, he's going to be okay because he has Fox. He has a network that's going to reign supreme at the end of the day. Right? We can't refute that. But as it stands now, this era of elite fighters, I'm talking about for the next 2 years, 3 years, is going to take a major hit on PBC because we got to pay to see you. I'm talking we as an entire boxing industry. We don't want to pay for the elite fighter to fight a good fighter. Okay. Let's be perfectly clear. Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz is at the top of the free pay-per-views, right? Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz is at the bottom of the pay-per-view, right? Errol Spence is the pay-per-view star of PBC, so he goes on PBC. So that goes without mention. Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence are the pay-per-view stars, right? Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, and Deontay Wilder are the 3 pay-per-view stars where you know you're going to have to pay to see them, right? That's just par for course now in the current state of boxing. Charlo brothers, I would have put them on Fox and let them just blow the fuck up. You understand? It's just good business, long-term business. And I know maybe they would have got a $300,000 pay cut or whatever the case. I don't know the numbers. I'm just hypothetically situationing this shit. But at the end of the day, Al Haymon is going to have to give us something. He's going to have to give us a star to clamor over. I don't know if it's going to be Caleb Plant. I don't know if it's going to be the Charlos back on free TV. I don't know if it's going to be Adrian Broner, but you're going to have to give us something because on the other side, Lomachenko's fighting Teofimo Lopez, which is the premier fight. Out of all the fights, this is the premier fight of quarantine, of COVID-19. Some may say Jamel Charlo Rosario, and that's a respected rival, I would say. But I would say in terms of mystery, in terms of compel, in terms of storyline, in terms of the young lion versus the old lion, it has all the makings. The only thing is Lomachenko don't speak English. If Lomachenko was American and spoke English, this would be a much, much bigger fight because he would have Jordan behind him like Triple G or Dre's Beats, or you get what I'm saying? So he would have had a greater push. You would have saw him on network TV doing commercials and shit, and they would have said that he's fighting and shit like that. So so I say this. Al Haymon is gonna have to make some kinks moving forward because we can't wake up and say, oh man, we got to see our stars. We got to pay $100, minimum $75 to see our stars compete. Not in this era. It's so hard to do it every month. Me, it's okay. Boxing fans is looking at a cable bill of minimum $200 a month if you're gonna spend $75 a month per fight. So I think you can't consistently do it. I just said, God damn, I got to spend 4 months in a row on pay-per-views. And when I say me, I'm speaking of the entire fan base. So I think with that being said, it's going to have to be some concessions in there. We don't want to see, well, I haven't watched it, I'll be honest. The up and coming fighters, I haven't really watched them because I'm not attached to the sport as I once was 6 months ago, where I would just Google who's fighting next. I don't know who's fighting this weekend. I didn't know who fought last weekend until I got all these motherfucking notifications and it was on my timeline that it was a hell of a fight. And the irony about y'all saying it was a hell of a fight, guess what? I still ain't watched the damn fight. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how unattached a strong boxing fan is. It's like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. You know what I mean? And hey, Kiki. And so I think that that's just the reality of it. I think that Al is gonna have to make some kinks. Fox and Al is gonna have to make some kinks and build a good fight on free TV. And I know that they're saying, shit, we ain't got no motherfucking gate, and these guys want to get paid this much. We got to put the cost on the fans. Well, how about y'all accept the cost? How about y'all, Fox and Al, give us one. Give us one right now in this climate. You understand? I done prorated my tenant's rent because of this time that we're in right now. And when we come back, April, May, June, you'll get it long term, but you got to have a campaign about it. You know, like all these Postmates and Amazon commercials. No human action delivery, free delivery. Trader Joe's is giving you free brown bags right now. The government is giving stimulus packages. Local governments is thinking about reparations here in Los Angeles. Like they're giving something. Fox, PBC has to give us something. And when I say us, I'm talking about the everyone as a whole. Man, these motherfucking reporters are going out of business. They ain't making no money. Boxing don't sustain them now. Boxing don't sustain them. And I think at the end of the day, PBC fighters, listen to me. I'm not getting paid on one side or getting the other side. Yes, I'm pro Al Haymon, and that may be why I'm pro Al Haymon, because I want him to win long term. Hopefully he has some structure in place that if he gets ill or something, that he has something in place where it can stay him in charge, because I don't see it right now. I don't know of it right now, but I'm just saying, because it's going to be some investors that's going to buy it for pennies on the dollar, because there's nothing in place. You know what I mean? So but I'll just say this moving forward. Boxing is in peril right now. I would say boxing is, we already know the four major sports, right? We got basketball, baseball, no shit, NFL, NBA, college football, baseball, hockey. Is tennis more? Tennis is more popular than boxing right now. Golf. So boxing is anywhere between the 7th and 8th sport currently, and I would say tennis because of that young lady. I'm drawing a blank on her name, but the Japanese and Haitian or Jamaican beautiful woman. So I would say tennis is 6th. 7th is either boxing or golf. Boxing is the 7th best sport in America. So you know what that means? No, I take that back. UFC is doing greater numbers. So now you got tennis, UFC, boxing, golf. So boxing is the 8th most popular sport in America right now. What we gonna do about it? You know, if Deontay Wilder had to beat Tyson Fury, yeah, we would be in a different position. It's something about a great American heavyweight. We know that, and we're gonna have to wait another few months for Deontay to get his get back. And in terms of the business of boxing, if you're a PBC fighter, you better get your buzz up. You better get your buzz up. It's like the Charlos fought 22nd. I ain't seen them in an interview since. I haven't seen them. Do a video from your vacation. You know, take 30 minutes out of your day and do a Zoom conference call. You know what I mean? Have your wife or girlfriend be your PR person and everybody Zoom in for a 45-minute interview. You understand? Like these things have to happen. UFC should not be a bigger sport than boxing. It shouldn't be. They took niggas off the street and said, "Hey, y'all go fight." That's basically what UFC looked like it did, and they motherfucker done turned into a monster now. You know, they're doing better pay-per-views than boxing. They're putting on cards every week, and I know their business model is paid, I believe. I've never paid for a UFC pay-per-view, so I don't know that. I've only been at fight parties that I can recall. Maybe I've paid for one, but nah, I don't know. I can't recall. I've always been out of town with boxing. So but I think Bob Arum is doing the right. See, it's like a tale of two cities. Bob Arum is doing the right thing, but he don't have the true name recognition. Al Haymon is doing the wrong thing, and he has the name recognition. So imagine if Terrence Crawford fought Earl Spence. Not for free though, but that'd be a pay-per-view. But I'm just saying, like, that's that momentum that we needed, man. Gosh, man. So I say all this to say this. Bob Arum, you're doing the right thing right now in a pandemic, in a crisis. Everyone wants us to make concessions except Fox. you know, that's cute. You got that's real cute. You got Sean Porter fighting nobody. You got Laura fighting nobody. You got the young pups fighting. I don't know their names, and that's exciting. But that has to be connected to something. You understand? Like, it's hard to put a card on with all prospects. All right, let's be real. Not unless it's Tuesday night fights. You know what I mean? But a main card on Saturday, I ain't even clicked to it. And I was home all day Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I didn't go out till Sunday. You know, I went to Lamert Park. So, Al, you got to give us something. You got to give us something, because this is the best that Bob can do. Put these 3 fights together on 3 different months. This is the best he can do. Al got so much more to give, and he has to leverage his talent versus making us pay for something. So I think at the end of the day, the venture capitalist over at Fox who makes those big decisions has to make some concessions. And here's what I'm understanding: the role of Al Haymon. Al Haymon is the and in my humble opinion, he's responsible for the talent, not the budget. As I'm seeing it right now, he negotiates what he believes his product is worth, and he guarantees a certain amount of fights and the talent. But he don't negotiate the budget. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. I don't know if it's true or not, but the fact that Tank Davis is on pay-per-view against Leo Santa Cruz makes me think that he's not responsible for the budget, because Showtime is putting a pay-per-view on, and Showtime has yet to go back to Sam's Town and put on a prospect card. You get what I'm saying? If you guys are following me. So Al, we need you to bend a little bit. You know what I mean? Because if you want the support of the people, if you want the support of the people in the street, you have to sometimes support the people in the street. Get what I'm saying? So anyhow, man, that's just my take on it. Hopefully it makes sense. I think long-term PBC is just going to railroad boxing. I genuinely believe that long-term, but this 2-year run right now, it's going to have a terrible impact on these stars of boxing, because Tank Davis has a fight. Today is the 7th. He has a fight 14, 21, 28. 3 weeks and 3 days he has a fight. So was that 24 days? I haven't seen him. I've yet to see him on a YouTube commercial. I haven't been to Tank Davis Instagram page in a couple of days, so I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Leo Santa Cruz is, I don't know, maybe he's doing some stuff on the Spanish network TVs. I don't know that to be true, but got to start pushing, man. You know what I mean? Like, you got to start pushing. You know what I mean? I think Floyd would be a great asset to the pay-per-view. You know, Floyd Mayweather presents, you know what I mean? But telling Floyd Mayweather presents with $100 price tag is going to say, nah, fuck that. And I get to see it in 2 hours on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's going to be on YouTube in 30 minutes after the fight. No, 5 minutes after the fight ends, it goes on YouTube. So just be cognizant of that, fighters, man. Keep building your brands. Keep you going for a run? All right. So keep building your brands, and that's what it is. So anyhow, man, that's just my perspective. PBC, you got to give something. You got to give something. If you want your name to be good in these streets, you got to give something. And it's just what I feel. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.